We back and we back. Zeus P, Tank Juice. Let the light in, man. It's the 2-hour lunch break, dog. I'm locked in. So turn your speakers up a notch and grab the white gin. And when I'm on the road to the office or the crib, it's Big Zeus, Ain't Jew, the ones I wanna hear. This is that 2-hour lunch break live from Lady Bird J Lake. Coming to you live, putting on for the city. This is that 2-hour lunch break live from Lady Bird J Lake.
And it's coming home to Texas. It's coming home all the way to Austin, Texas, baby.
Welcome back to another episode of the 2-Hour Lunch Break Podcast, a podcast for Austin, from Austin, man. I'm your host, Trotwood Zeus, man, and today's episode is going to be a good one. Today, we're going to be sitting down with an East Austin native, a content creator, social media manager, and an entrepreneur who's carved out her own lane by fully leaning into authenticity, creativity, and community. From her journey in corporate spaces to making a decision to bet on herself and go all in on her creative path, she represents what it really looks like to step outside the safe route and build something that reflects who you actually are. So today, we're going to be getting into everything. Her roots on the East Side, launching Kultivated Kloset, her plus-size thrift brand, balancing multiple ventures, and what it really takes to stay grounded while navigating entrepreneurship, motherhood, and social media. Austin, man, we got the homie Kierston KB Brown in the building, man. How are you doing today?
Hold on the intro. I said, wait, I did do that. This me.
Right. Hey, man, we got a big dog in the building. I had to bring you in right, you know.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad to be here.
Oh yeah. So now that we got you here, number one, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. You know, you're a woman of many talents. You got a lot of pots on the stove. So I appreciate you, coming through, especially, we had chopped it up beforehand. And, I appreciate you, coming, pulling up, right?
Yeah.
So now that I got you here, let's go and talk about your background, right?
Yeah.
So East Austin, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Born and raised. Talk about your upbringing on the East Side a little bit, because, nowadays it's not too many native East Siders at this point in the city no more,
We just hiding.
True.
We hiding. But
right.
now, born and raised on the East Side,
Mm-hmm.
O2, literally like around the corner from Elm Ridge, like super East Side.
Right.
I love it. Like, I love my roots. I love home, no matter how much it changes or people say what they got to say or whatever. That's going to always be home.
Yeah.
Always for me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, kind of speaking of change, everybody that's, been in Austin knows the East Side has changed a lot, right?
Yeah.
So with that said, how was that monumental change, kind of impacted, you, like your life and also, your life as a creative?
I'm not going to hold you. So my great-grandparents' house is a historical landmarker.
Really?
East Side, yeah. So they can't change the natural nature of the home. It can be whatever it want to be, because my family sold it, unfortunately. So now it's like a boutique coffee shop kind of space. And I be wanting to go in there so bad, but I feel like emotionally I'm not going to be able to do it.
I heard that.
Like, it's things like that, like just seeing different areas where we used to run and kick it and shop and hang, and it's a coffee shop or it's a bike shop or it's something that's not native to the area for real. Like, it's interesting to see and it's interesting to witness. I feel like I've been on this journey to fall back in love with home because I'm having to relearn my hometown all over again. I moved away for like 10 years. So coming back to Austin in that stretch of time, it's like, oh, they did this over here. Oh, this looked like that. Or, just growing real accustomed to the area. And so as a creative, I kind of put that into some of my content, being out and about in the city, supporting my community. When I'm out doing community service, I really make an effort and an initiative to support people who not always just necessarily from here, but who truly actually care about the community, who are giving back to the children, the mothers, like really making an effort to pour into the people around them. So as a creative, I kind of just make sure that that's incorporated in damn near everything I do.
There we go. I love that. So looking into your background, you've been like hosting and like MCing basically since high school, right?
Before that.
Right. So what drew you early on into like kind of, being in front of people?
My family tells me all the time as a child I would like make tickets.
Okay.
And pass them out to everybody and just make them come watch me do whatever. Sometimes I would just be chilling playing with my Barbies or I give them a show, but like just from that moment on, I've done hosting in church.
Okay.
At Texas Empowerment Academy, where I went for middle school, I was in theater and dance. I did monologues out the ass, like up there by myself in front of all of these people. So in high school, it became natural nature to like the Black History Month performance or getting up and delivering speeches and different initiatives. So it's something that I've carried like literally through all aspects of life. Even in college, being an orientation leader, ushering in 500 students and their parents a week, standing up on the stage, making addresses and speaking to the families and sharing different things. So I've always kind of had a passion just for delivering messages and talking to people and not being afraid of doing it in front of large crowds. I really just need one to talk.
Gotcha. I love that. Okay. So after high school, I know we talked off air about it. You actually, leaving Austin, you went to Sam Houston State in Huntsville, right? Talk about that a little bit. Did that kind of carry over when you went to college also too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like being in orientation, we would literally have to get up on stage and like do a little dance by ourselves.
Okay.
Or they needed somebody to like volunteer and share like, welcome class of, back then it was like class of 2020.
Right, yeah.
Graduating college. Welcome class of 2020 and parents, this is what you're gonna go through over the next 2 days, blah, blah, blah. And then we separate and have just the students, and then I'd be back in front of the students delivering speeches and stuff. So like I said, just always being in front of people and being the life of the party and wanting to intertwine the two.
Okay, it seemed like you always kind of like been in the mix when it comes to being in front of people, right?
Yeah, always.
Okay, so I know you went to Sam, right? After you graduated from there, you ended up coming directly back to Austin, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of went back and forth between Austin and Dallas?
Came back to Austin in 2019.
Okay.
Then we hit the panty.
Yeah.
Really, everybody's head down. Well, it should have been head down during the panty. And I moved to Dallas. In Dallas, I didn't do a lot of hosting.
Okay.
I just spent a lot of time in the music space. So going to showcases, going to artist scoutings, because my partner at the time was heavy in the music scene. So we always at that type of stuff. And I'm like, man, I could really host this. Or they need a host. Or they host really ain't engaging the crowd like they used to. So, or like they need to. So I wanted to come back and try to get into that a little bit.
Gotcha. Okay, so, you left Sam. You were kind of going back and forth between Austin and Dallas. All during that whole time, you were like working, corporate jobs. I know you had worked at a few different places. Not gonna name none of them.
Just overly corporate.
Right. And then eventually you came to the decision to leave the corporate life and go into content creation full time. Right.
Yeah.
So kind of walk me through that. Like, was that like planned or is that like a leap of faith that kind of sparked that off?
I would say like a coming to self.
Okay.
I feel like I hit all the check marks they say you're supposed to hit for the American dream, and I was like, this shit sucks. Like you get the person, the kids, the house, the corporate job, the white picket fence with the dog. Like you get all of that, and you're supposed to feel fulfilled and satisfied. And I felt no fulfillment, no satisfaction. So I was like, man, something's got to give.
Right.
And I'm fortunate enough to have the support system that I do. I called my mom one day from work, and I was like, man, I want to quit this job. She was like, so quit. And I'm like, girl, I'm helping you pay these bills in this house and, and all of this. She like, we'll figure it out. We've always been able to figure it out. But if you're not happy, quit.
Yeah.
So I went in there and told my boss, I was like, I'm leaving. She was like, oh, you going home for the day? I was like, no.
Gone.
The 31st is my last day. And she asked what I wanted to do, and I told her I just wanted to dive fully into community and creativity, and I've done nothing but that ever since.
Oh, wow. Now, one thing I will say, it's good that you had a support system that was supportive like that, because not everybody got that.
I'm so blessed.
You know what I mean?
Fortunate.
So shout out to them for, being able to, hold you down in that, during that time, especially in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Right? So, now that you had made that leap, right, what's something that nobody tells you about, like kind of going all in on yourself and leaving the corporate world? Like kind of what was that experience early on when you first made that jump?
You really just got to bet it all on yourself.
Okay.
It's that you got to be willing and ready to do it with no help.
Right.
When nobody understands what you're trying to do, when people are criticizing what you're doing or whatever, you scared, you ain't got the money for it. Like, you really just got to be willing to, even if all you betting on yourself is a pack of Trident layers, you got to bet that whole pack.
Okay.
Like, you really just have to go all in on yourself and trust that you can make that come true. Because there's a version of you that already exists and that you wouldn't want that for yourself if you didn't already have it.
Right.
So you just got to go get it.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit, right? Let's talk Cultivated Kloset.
Yeah.
Right. So I know Cultivated Kloset, plus size thrift brand. That's kind of a niche. You don't really see that in the market too much. So talk about that. Like, did you see a gap like in the market that made you start that? What kind of kicked that off?
Super heavy gap for sure.
Okay.
Just having way too many clothes myself.
Yep.
And like I've sold online, but I'm actually in the process of a rebrand for Cultivated Kloset.
Right. Okay.
Because I found myself holding on to inventory that people aren't quite interested in, or like it need a little help. So I'm shifting more into like upcycling my pieces. Like this jacket, for instance, it wasn't from Cultivated Kloset. I got it from management at South by, but I was like, I don't want my jacket to look like everybody else's.
Right.
And so the process of really just like changing what you already got into something else. I'm always cutting on a t-shirt, turning something into something else, turning pants legs into corset top and all kind of stuff. And so the plan is to go through my inventory and take the pieces I really want to upcycle and keep those, and then I'm just donate the rest of everything that I have. So yeah, that's what's going on with Cultivated Kloset.
Gotcha. I love that. I love that. So circling back to kind of like the formation of it, why was it important for you to center plus size women specifically?
For lack of better words, the market sucks.
Okay.
It's very expensive for low quality, and so high quality is going to be even more expensive. And then oftentimes people are only wearing stuff 1 and 2 times, and so it's not torn up, it's not bad, it ain't nothing but a quick wash and reuse. And so, like you said, just seeing a gap, even going into thrift stores and seeing stuff, but it's like, somebody granny donated this.
Right, yeah.
So not seeing things that are donated by your peers in the stores. And even so much so like in the fast fashion pieces, because some people are like, well, Fashion Nova is cheap. But like I said, those one-time wears. You're looking at a dress on Fashion Nova, but you see somebody got that dress. It ain't nothing to get that dress. They don't know that that's her dress. So that's kind of how I built my inventory, gathering clothes from peers, people with similar style tastes to mine.
Okay.
And kind of just working with that.
Gotcha. Okay, so now that you got that, you got your brand up and going. What's one of the biggest challenges you've dealt with in kind of like a, running what can be considered like a niche brand like that?
Just staying consistent with my posting and advertisement. Because I want to do content creation individually, that takes a whole separate dedication and content plan. And so even on top of the social media management I was doing too, it's like you running so many different pages, you really like, I was letting my own stuff lack for a little bit. And so that's really just making sure I'm staying consistent with posting and promoting.
Gotcha. So piggybacking off of Cultivated Kloset, you also got another brand called Charmed.
Sprinkled and Charmed.
Right, Sprinkled and Charmed. Right, let's talk about that. Kind of explain what that is.
It's beading and custom lock jewelry. Decorating people's hair. Like I got stuff all up in my hair, and people are always like, "You did that yourself?" So I was like, "Shit, I might as well make a couple dollars." So that's kind of where that came from, and I do like custom charms and stuff. And then eventually I'll have charm kits for sale, so I don't have to come and install them for you. You could just get your own beads from me and install them yourself. Gotcha.
Okay, so we got Cultivated Kloset, Sprinkled and Charmed. You got content creation. You got social media management, right? How are you able to balance all that? Because it seemed like, you kind of juggling,
right?
A lot of different stuff,
No juggle at all. I've created a life for myself where if I want to focus on one thing, I could really quiet out everything else if I want to, for real. I've never really been money-minded. I don't necessarily care about how much money I make from something because the needs are always met, always taken care of. But more so, does my spirit feel good doing this? Do I feel good doing this? Does it bring me joy? Does it help or serve somebody else? And so that's really what I look to when I'm taking on new ventures. Like, I let my curiosity do what it do. As long as I ain't hurting myself or nobody else, let's try it.
There we go. So, okay, even outside of like the ventures you got, you also host like singles events, right? If I remember correctly, it's Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Right? So that sounds like a really fun thing you got set up. What have you learned about people and relationships through working with that? Through Jigsaw? How's that been?
Nobody knows how to talk to each other. Like
Okay.
that is the biggest thing. So they separated in the ages. There is the 25 to 40 crowd, and then the 40 and up crowd.
Okay.
The youngest don't know how to talk to each other.
Really?
Nobody.
Wow.
And I think they are the bug, because Jigsaw is a hybrid style app. They do in-person dating, and then you can also date on the app. And so it gives you the opportunity to like see who's going to be at the event if you're a member, or connect with them on the app if you met at the event but you don't want to exchange contact information.
Okay.
And so I feel like the younger crowds, they really get down with the app type. They're like, okay, I don't got to plan a date. I could just go see her at the event. Whereas the 40 and up crowds, they chop it up. They don't really need a whole lot of prompting, forced engagement, or nothing like that. And so it's really like just a matter of people not knowing how to talk to each other for real. Like, what do I say to her? What should I say to him? Like, I don't know. Tell them about yourself. Ask who they are. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing I learned. Nobody know how to talk no more. Conversation is lacking.
Yeah, that's wild that you can see like such that generational difference.
Generational gap.
You know what
for
I mean?
sure.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
Okay. So, outside of Jigsaw though, you also got like a really big following on social media, right? When it comes to TikTok, Instagram, all of the above, right? What's your approach to, your content on these social media platforms? Is it like a specific strategy, or is it just like just being yourself, being organic? Like what do you lead with on that?
Authenticity. And so I've been building my TikTok since 2021.
Right.
Prior to that, I had a fitness page that I went all in on, like posting at this time, doing these kind of reels, and it did what it needed to do. But I was like, I can't niche down. Like I existed so many versions of myself. I do so many things.
Right.
I'm gonna just do it on TikTok where it's short form content, but I can include a little bit of everything. And so I've tried things here and there, but ultimately it's just, if I want to post this, I'm gonna post this and I'm gonna share it.
Okay.
And even if one person likes it or enjoys it, I did what I was supposed to do, because I wouldn't post it for you anyway. Real. But in the instances that I do post with like a specific message in mind or a specific reach, that gets a little bit more strategic, timing, hashtags, things like that.
Right.
I like to educate people on the internet. Sometimes I do get a little rage baity. I'm not gonna lie, that's a toxic trait of mine.
Okay,
I'm
kind
not
of trolling
gonna lie.
a little bit. All right.
But I reserve that for threads. On TikTok, I really like, if I'm gonna post something informative, I'm really strategic about how I post that.
Gotcha. Okay, so outside of the social media content, you're also a social media manager, right? Now, with that said, what's one mistake that you see brands and creatives like make all the time, like as far as like the social media posting and schedule and stuff like that?
Just getting on the same page.
Okay.
And it's not that there's anything wrong with that, but of course brands have in mind what they want it to look like. This is what I want. This is what I want to see across my platforms. This is what I want to see on my pages. But the lack of knowledge on the back end, following trends as the marketing aspect of it all, like they don't be wanting to hear all of that. Look, I want 10K. I want every video to go viral.
Numbers.
And
That's
this is
all.
what I want them to see. And it's like, yeah, we can get to that.
Right.
But you got to start with the foundation, and it's a building block. And so it grows to that point. That's not an overnight thing, especially like if you want it to be organic growth. If you want people to really like care about your business and actually want to, watch what you got going on, come see what y'all got going on, or whatever the case may be.
Gotcha. So I know social media can be like a really wild place. Some people, for some people, it can become like their whole personality. They can get jaded by it. A bunch of different things can happen with social media, right? Now, with as much as you have to pose for your different ventures and stuff like that, how do you stay like authentic in a space that like rewards like trends like over substance?
I'm way more unhinged offline.
Okay.
I try my best to put my real personality up so that I can stand by my word that I'm an authenticity enthusiast. But I'm me through and through, whether I'm on the phone, on the screen, off the screen. Like I'm always me. And so you got to keep that in mind. You always you. So
Gotcha.
that's pretty much it.
Okay. So on a personal note, right? I know you're while you got all this going on, you're also a parent, right? Now with that said, how do you balance, being a parent and also chasing down like that, that non-traditional path? What has that journey kind of taught you about resilience? Because that's a tough goal for people,
So that aspect of my life ain't on long for real.
Okay.
I don't play by my daughter. I don't play by my nephew, and so it's rare that I show that aspect of my life on social media because it's private and it's intimate. And so I keep that life completely separate.
Okay.
Monday through Friday, I homeschool my nephew.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My daughter's in public school. This is her first year in school, but even last year I was homeschooling the both of them during the day.
Man.
That part of my life don't really touch the net for real.
Yeah.
I would do a vlog here and there, but like I said, I'm an artist.
Okay.
I'm sensitive about my shit, my babies.
Okay.
And so ultimately, I feel like I live a life that will teach and show them that there's not one certain specific path that you have to choose. If you are a villager, then your village will always have your back. And if you live the word of the day authentic, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. And so you'll always, every need will always be met. You'll always be taken care of. You'll always be loved.
Yeah.
So that's really what I want them to see,
Okay.
just through everything that I do. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's talk about your role in the city's ecosystem a little bit, right? So I know, we were talking earlier as far as like Black Austin being like a really tight-knit group.
Yeah.
To be honest, a lot of it is by necessity, right? Now, what's something that people outside of Austin misunderstand about like, the city's creative scene from your perspective?
I wouldn't necessarily say we have a lot of hidden gems.
Okay.
Because while we do have a lot of talent, they're not hidden. They're just in the communities that they need to be in. They're in the communities that support them.
Okay.
I feel like with hyper exposure, it has too many eyes, too many hands on what's going on, and energy is so sensitive.
Right.
I feel like our creative scene is so tight niched. If you are a part of a certain specific group, you're always put on. People are always throwing your name out and referencing you. Somebody I've never met in person recommended me to be on here today.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's really like, again, because it's the big conversation on social media right now. There's no Black people in Austin, or the creative scene is lacking. You're just hating from outside the club.
Basically.
Like, for lack of better words, you are just hating from outside the club, and you ain't really had nobody to vouch for you yet,
Right.
for real.
Exactly.
But you also have not provided anything to vouch for. And so I think that people miss that looking at it from the outside.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, so with that said though, like, how do you feel that Austin supports Black creatives? Like, do you feel like Austin supports Black creatives the way it should?
From a corporate standpoint, no.
Yeah, that's
No.
a hard no.
No.
Okay.
They sprinkle in little initiatives
Right.
here and there, a little here down money. But no, not from a corporate standpoint. It's really like made from the inside.
Yeah. I was gonna say, even from my perspective, it feels very like grassroots.
Yeah.
More than anything, rather than like being corporate driven. And I mean, shout out to the Black creators that are in Austin, because we definitely like build each other up. Like, even you being on this platform, or we've both linked up with other creators in the city. I know, shout out to homie Marissa,
Shout out my boy.
right, pretty candid podcast,
Yeah.
linking up with platforms like her. Like, I do feel like Black creators in the city that are from here, definitely, they big each other up a lot.
Yeah.
And even like I said, this interaction that we got, like, that's an example of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So with that said though, I was gonna say, how important is it for you to build, like your own village here in the city, instead of like waiting for like those corporate opportunities?
It start with your people, and you don't always have to be the biggest fan of somebody, but if you have a similar goal in mind, why not work together? I feel like everybody offers a different strong suit.
Yeah.
And so when you come together, somebody else is strong where you're weak, and we could do it all together for real. If everybody put ego, high horse aside, or I want to be the only one to do it. I want to be the biggest one to do it. I'm putting everybody on like that. None of that is important. Are we accomplishing the goal?
Exactly.
And so I feel like that's really important, and I feel like we really own in on that here. Like I said, it's real tight niche, but ain't no playing with it.
Exactly. So I'm curious. I know. I think you had done like an interview in the past where you had said success looks different for everyone.
Yeah.
Right. What does success look like for you right now?
Right now, just making sure that everything line up for real. Make sure that everything is aligned. I was actually presented with a really awesome opportunity to be an ambassador for this thing called the Thick Chick Flea Market.
Hey.
They're not even based in Texas.
Okay.
So, like I said, just making sure things are aligned, things like that matter to me. It's like I said, it's never a number for me. Are things aligned? Do they go with what I do?
Right.
Do they meet the ultimate goal that I have? And so, like, just little wins like that. Being here, sharing with you today is.
There we go.
I'm doing it.
Right. I love that. Okay, so let's talk the future a little bit, right? So I know you got a bunch of different ventures. You got new opportunities coming up, just like the one you talked about. But with that said, though, what does the future look like for you? Like, what does KB want 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Do you want social media, empire or whatever? Like, what is that? Like, what do you have in mind potentially?
I ain't really thought that far for real.
Okay.
I'm very present. I truly do feel like I live my dream life now.
Okay.
I feel like there's nothing I can't have, nothing I can't do. And so as long as I can continue to wake up and choose what every day look like for me, I'm happily good. Like super.
Okay. I like that.
Super good.
That. Okay. So I got something a little bit more short term, right? Okay. Where do you see yourself a year from now? If everything that you plan goes right, what does that look like for you? This date, 2027.
This date, 2020, at the Cypher we was talking about before we started filming. That's exactly where I see myself on this day. I feel like
there we go.
The city need that. I feel like we could really turn 512 Day up for real. That's where I see myself hosting, emceeing the 512 Cypher. That's where I see myself a year from today.
I love that.
So hey y'all.
You gotta manifest it. You know what I'm saying? So that's hard. I like that. So I'm curious. You got all these different things going. What's some advice that you would have for somebody in Austin that's kind of looking to bet on themselves the way you were once upon a time?
Just get out and be a villager for real. You're not gonna always have to be the giver. You're not gonna always be the receiver. Okay. The person you gave to may not be the person that give it back to you. So yeah, just get out there and be a villager for real, and learn how to really be an asset and get in community with people who are assets to you.
I love that. Okay. Now that we did the Q&A, we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna go to our this or that segment, right? Okay. So I'm gonna hit you with some rapid fire questions. Just tell me this or that and why you answer the way that you answer. Okay. All right. Let's get to it. Okay. Let's see. Healing era or hustle mode?
Healing era.
Ooh, and why?
I am anti-hustle culture.
I love that. Take
a rest, my nigga.
Right.
Touch grass. Take a break. Breathe.
That's hard. Okay. Next one. I kind of got an idea what this answer is gonna be, but I'm gonna still hit you with it.
Yeah.
Peace or pressure?
Peace for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect that. All right. Now I think this one. I know the answer for this one. One big brand or multiple streams?
Honestly, I would say one big brand only because you are the brand. And the multiple streams make up the big brand.
Okay.
So think about like our regular household everyday items. Really, they all fall under one brand for real. So yeah, just one big brand and make sure that you honor every little piece.
There we go. I like that. Okay. Let's see. Viral moment or long-term consistency?
Long-term consistency.
Gotcha. Okay, all right. Let's do some built off Cultivated Kloset, right?
Yeah.
Thrifted finds or brand new?
I'm gonna go thrifted.
Okay. All right, let's go comfort or a statement piece?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where we going?
Right.
Where we going? Can we modify?
Okay.
Can we make the statement piece comfortable? and say, I prefer comfort, honestly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I get that.
You can make everything look like a statement piece.
Let's go neutral tones or bold colors.
Colors for sure.
Okay.
I ain't got all my colors on today, but
Right.
I'm definitely a colorful person for sure.
There we go. Okay. Accessories or keep it simple.
Accessories all the way.
Okay. So you got to pull your rings out, your
I mix
bracelets.
metals and all.
Right. All that. I love that. Okay. All right. Let's go into the social media round. TikTok or Instagram.
Ooh. As of late, I'm gonna say Instagram. To be honest,
Okay.
I was really a talk girl, but talk be getting overwhelming sometimes.
It do.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Planned content or off the cuff.
Off the cuff planned, like
Okay.
like
a combination,
like
hybrid.
an idea in mind, but
Okay.
go ahead and say, just throw it out there.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's go behind the scenes or a polished final.
Behind the scenes,
Gotcha.
that's where the fun is.
There we go. All right. Post it now or overthink it.
Go on and post it. Go on and post it. Otherwise, you're not.
There we go. Okay. Now this one it's gonna be Austin vibes.
Okay.
Right. Let's go east side or anywhere with good energy.
I'm gonna go anywhere with good energy now.
Okay.
Like the east side got my heart, but the energy be a little off sometimes nowadays. Too much infiltration.
Man, hey, I'm telling you, for real.
Just a little too much infiltration.
Okay, you're right. I don't want to go into the rabbit hole, but yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Day parties or night events.
Night events.
Okay. All right. Piggybacking off of that, smaller gatherings or big events.
Smaller for sure.
Gotcha. So you got to do something intimate,
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Stay in Austin or explore different cities.
I've done a little bit of both. This is always gonna be home, but a lady once told me don't get Austinitis.
Okay.
Austin gonna always be here.
True.
Not that your granny will always be alive, but you'll always be able to come back and see your granny. Your family gonna always be here. Go on and leave. You can come back whenever.
There we go. Okay, all right. Now that's it for the this or that round. You hit us with some good answers. But now we got the final question of the night, right?
All right.
And we talked about this off air. We hit everybody that comes through the pod with the same question, right? Basically, now that you've been here, we got a chance to chop it up. Good vibes, good conversation, everything like that. With that said, though, who do you think would be a good guest for the podcast in the future? But this has to be somebody in your contacts, somebody you know personally.
Yeah.
You can hit their line and be like, hey, you need to pull up on the 2-hour lunch break. Who would that person or people be? Feel free to list as many as you want. No limits.
Off the top of my head, I would say my girl, Big Shirley.
Okay.
Her name's actually Jada. I met Jada through Girls Night Austin.
Okay.
Social club here. She and I serve on the board for Girls Night Austin, and she's also a multifaceted, multidimensional creative.
All right.
She's widely known for streaming and cosplay. So she's done Steve Harvey,
Oh,
the
wow.
Lorax, Doug Dimmadome.
Okay.
She's done Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, wow. You love everything. Okay, I got to see this.
But also, she's a nanny. Like, she
Okay.
has a day and night. She's a phenomenal individual.
Yeah.
Like I said, she and I serve with Girls Night Austin together.
Okay.
So I think she'd be amazing guest
Hey.
here on the pod. And then also my friend Liv.
Okay.
She's a creative in the area. She's a photographer. She's done all of my birthday photo shoots, but she shoots for all type of people all over the city. And she also has a cold pressed juice brand that actually just launched last week called All Day Juice.
Okay.
So good. It is really good. And so I think she would also be an amazing guest and conversationalist on your show.
Gotcha. There we go. Hey, man, y'all heard it. Y'all better tap in. We got to make something happen. Both of y'all, man. We're gonna lock something in soon. Okay. Now, now you did the final question of the night.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and, before we wrap up, let's plug your social media handles. Where can everybody find you, and where can everybody find all your ventures at? Because you got a lot.
I make it super easy. My ad name is kb.the_. And I got a link in my bio. You can get to everything in there.
There we go.
So,
Well,
yeah.
all right, man. That wraps up this edition of the 2-Hour Lunch Break Podcast. Big shout out to the homie KB for pulling up and chopping it up with us. Shout out to our production, Ever Behind the Boards.
Shout out Ever.
You can tap in with him on Instagram @CafeYoto. If you're rocking with the conversation, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications on YouTube so you don't miss a drop. New episodes of the 2 Hour Lunch Break stream every Thursday on all DSPs, and you can find us on Instagram and X at 2HLBPOD. Austin, man, we do this for the city. A podcast for Austin from Austin. Thank you for tapping in, man. We out.
Peace.
Hey.
And it's coming home to Texas. It's coming home all the way to Austin, Texas, baby.